I got a new card for you in 4.5 hours or so. I had to schedule the tweet. It's already in the system. It might just be the best Northern Realms card they've ever made. And I get to reveal it. Oh, baby. But before we do that, well, I guess we have to fill this time. Well, if only we had something to talk about. Well, how about our new best friend, Viraxas? Not what people were expecting, anticipating, but this is an interesting story. Completely self-contained. Oh, boy.
Sound the horn for McBeard, the great ambassador of the North.
Thank you so much, TechTailor8, for the support, my friend.
Commandos!
The update is on June 30th. Gwent Open is going to be on June 27th. My reveal is on June 23rd in Europe. So that means 6 o'clock. Here skis. It's going to be a big week for Gwent. And then next week is just going to be a fun week for Gwent. It's going to be great. Oh, it's going to be good stuff. Okay, so let's talk about Viraxas. So Viraxas has a very interesting story. It's very self-contained as well. So we can imagine that all of the people that are... all the characters that are centered around the story of Carrick and their war with Broccolon will be represented in the Northern Realms. And this is away from Lyria and Rivia, no Meve. Away from the wars in the realms, no Temeria, no Foltest, no Henselt. Away from Sintra, we've already been there, no Calantha. So here we have a new realm, as if we didn't have enough warring kings, but we have a new realm here. His name is, it is Carrick. Carrick City, a breathtaking realm, known for its naval prowess, as well as its proximity to Broccolon. Now, Veraxis has a very interesting story. Veraxis is the eldest son of King Belahun. King Belahun, well, he has ruled for 20 years, and even though he's an old guy, he sees himself ruling for a long time. So, Veraxis, Belahun here, you can see him. You can see him here. He's taking a look at his eldest son. Boy, he sure looks like he's capable. Look at him just destroy that decoy. This is so Game of Thrones Episode 1, Season 1. You know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. So I think he's thinking, my son, he's got a mean sword arm. Look at those arms. He's got a great reach. I think I'm going to get him out of here. I think he's going to be too good. I don't know. I just don't like him. I have so many sons to choose from. My name is King Belahun. I get a wife. I have a son. And then, something happens to her. So I'm going to get another queen and have another son. Something's going to happen to her too. So I'm going to have another queen and another son. And I'm just going to have so many sons to choose from. I don't have to settle for this guy. He's not going to take over the throne. But to make sure he's not going to take over the throne, let's just outcast him from the kingdom altogether. He was looking like he was going to be a nice, strong leader, and his dad just didn't believe in him. So off he goes to join the pirates, I guess. I mean, I'm not really sure if he's coming or going from that ship, but it is clear that he has been sent out of the kingdom. Clear he has been sent out of the kingdom. Now, somehow, some way, don't spoil yourself, because this is in novels, and you can get this information. However, I think to totally tie together what I think this Northern Realms theme is about, there is going to be some level of Witcher lore spoilers, and I think that, judging by what we've seen from the other factions, stuff like what's going on in Nilfgaard, let's say, and the story of the Usurper, because the true nature of these stories are major plot points in the Witcher saga. Now, some way, somehow, Viraxas, well, he comes back as the king. He was the prince, and he's the king. And somehow, after being outcast, and he's seen some shit too. Look closely at this guy's face. He's seen some stuff. He's scarred. He's been through battle. And here he is, taking a new bride. Perhaps it's Gaunter. 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 Perhaps it's Now, I don't want to spoil anything ahead of time, but if you know the story of Viraxis and you know the story of Carrick, it's not a long story, but it is part of a major point, I believe, of the book Season of Storms. You may come to some conclusions as to the kinds of characters that we might see in this story. I mentioned a lot of sons from the king, Belahun, who is pictured here, I believe. Quite possibly. And then there's this mysterious woman as well. And then we have Claymore's reveal, which just happened. Eggman. I believe this is also one of the sons of Belahun. But let's actually talk about the card's abilities. So Veraxis is the new evolving card for Northern Realms. We're going to watch the video. In fact, maybe we should just watch the video right now.
Once upon a time, a noble prince was unjustly exiled by his father. He went on to meet a beautiful maiden. Their love was great as their ambitions. One might even say their methods were breathtaking.
Introducing Viraxis, an evolving card that grows stronger at the start of each round. The card depicts Viraxis as a young prince who is then exiled by his father, only to return and claim the crown of Carrick for himself. While in exile, he learns unconventional techniques that allow him to reset the order of an allied unit. In final form, all allied units automatically benefit from his zeal. Carrick City Guard is one of many new cards created to synergize with Viraxis and give the Northern Realms a fresh new set of order abilities to play with. The Kingdom of Carrick now marches within the ranks of the Northern Realms, bringing to this faction both naval expertise and
it's like
dryads.
Yeah, that's got to be the dullest way to use him. But yes, you can use him in a great way, or you can use him in a. I mean, you had to see Carrick in action there, so that's pretty awesome, right? That's pretty awesome stuff. So we have the evolving card for Northern Realms. Okay, so Viraxis is, like the other evolving cards, an 11 provision, 6 strength unit. However, this unit, this particular card does not have anything to do with tokens or playing a unit at all. And I believe, hold on, Usurper makes tokens, Jacques makes tokens, Herald plays a unit, Oberon plays a unit, Viraxis does not play a unit. And that's not bad, because this ability has a range of potential within the Northern Realms, and because there's so many great cards to use it on, maybe building Devotion isn't going to be that hard, because this swing potential is quite good. Viraxis' order is to reset a Northern Realms order ability so they can use it again. Well, they can't use it again right away. However, if it's round 2, and Viraxis is now an outcast, now the unit can use its order right away. Now, with Viraxis outcast, he also has formation. And he gives the unit zeal. So that's pretty good, because he doesn't have zeal himself. Although he does, because he has formation, right? And then if you're running Devotion, you get the final form. And in round 3, Viraxis, at his most deadly, now he has formation and he has Veil. Which means he can't be targeted. Sorry, he can't have any statuses applied to him without Veil being purified first, as Veil is a status as well. So he touches down at 7 or 6 and plays immediately. On order, reset a Northern Realms ability, the order ability, and also whenever you play a soldier, boost Viraxis by 1. Out of all the evolving cards, this guy could have the highest ceiling due to his interaction with cards like Ansays, Bloody Baron, Seltkirk, and probably a couple more. This is pretty easy to analyze already, because all we have to do is look at the order ability. Now, this doesn't play a unit. This just plays an additional order ability. You could say that Viraxis himself duplicates the order of something else on the board, but it is executed by the card he resets. But you could say that he duplicates something that's on the board, which means that he is difficult in that other than the other evolving cards, which are all also engines in round 3, it is harder to set Viraxis up early if you want to benefit from his engine ability. So he is a little bit harder to play with, but his point potential is quite high, because if you're duplicating the ability of something like Baron, now you have reset 2 massive engines, and that is a lot better than just playing a random Wild Hunt unit, perhaps. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be pretty strong. It's probably going to clock in at higher than 6 when you get the ability you want, but that's the beauty of it. The ability you want is any ability in Northern Realms that has an order that you can use. Let's take a look at a few of those. I mean, this is kind of a weird example, but let's just say you have a lot of armor on either side. Boom, boom. Resetting the order is worth 8 points. Roach Merciless, resetting Roach's order is actually worth spawning a Blue Stripes Commando. So that's worth 4 points. The Baron the Baron is where the ceiling is. You know, the ceiling is as high as you need it to be. You're in a monstrous matchup. You're pretty sure you know how you're using Viraxis. You're looking forward to the matchup, perhaps. And then you have cards like Prince Ansay's, and probably to a better extent, Selkirk, there's my boy. You have the cards that get to duel an enemy unit. So if you get to reapply a shield, perhaps at a very low cost with something like Cintron Artificer or whatever, you get to reapply some sort of shield, some sort of protection to Selkirk. His refresh can mean destroy a unit completely. Now, Taller presents a very, very interesting situation where you get to give 6 charges to something. This could be unbelievable. This has some high potential. Now, I'm pretty sure Visegard does not work because he's charge-based. Oh, and that would mean the same for Nenica. Good job. Thank you, Chad. That would mean the same thing for Nenica. So yeah, Nenica can't be refreshed. Visegard doesn't get refreshed. But look at, and I mean the power of Vincent's refresh. Like, you at all times, your board state represents serious threats to your opponent at all times, especially if these cards are protected, right? And these are really great gold examples in the set right now, before we have seen the supporting cards that will support this entire devotion archetype, I imagine. Because we've seen 2 cards with the patience mechanic, as I like to call it. If you don't use your order, you get a benefit. As long as you can get these units on the board, you're threatening. This card is good. This card is good, 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 good. Now let's also talk about the bronze card that was revealed along with Veraxis. Veraxis? What did I say? Veraxis. Baraka wins. Fatality. This card is so strong. This card is very highly statted, I would say. For 5 provisions, you get a 3 strength soldier with Veil that can move an enemy unit to the other row on order. Darn. It's an order ability. Boy, that's slow. This can get removed. But I mean, you're also playing this as essentially a Wild Hunt Hound with no drawback. This card, and you know, comparing faction cards, you can't just do that. You can't just do that. But I'm doing it a little bit. Because this guy is a Wild Hunt Hound that is also has a positive status that also has an on-order ability. So damn, and he's a soldier, I would imagine. So this guy is like, don't make me get up. Don't make me get up. I will push you. I will push you. So he's waiting, and he's eating his sandwich. He's like, this guy better not make me get up. Damn, this is a good sandwich. Boosty, boosty, boosty. And then it's like, I warned you. Ooh, he pushes him back to the back row, and then he drops the sandwich. Carrick City Guard, everybody. That dude is pure muscle. Don't even. This dude's pure muscle. You want him on your side. The card is fantastic. The card is absolutely fantastic, and it's also bronze movement. This is something that Northern Realms has struggled with to the point where I'm running Strays of Spala. This is a much, much better card because it's a soldier. It's the same strength. However, I do have to wait. That's why it looks so damn good, you know? Yeah, it's good you have to wait. If you didn't have to wait, this card would be too good. So this provides you an eventual solution, but it also, because it's an engine, you are happy to just set this guy up. Put him on the board, maybe with a Dahlia, especially if you're against scoia'tael. You know that smuggler's coming. He is an engine at worst. Just set him up. Fantastic card. Proactive. Tech if you need it. Engine if you don't. Kind of annoying. Can't lock him. Great card. And let's move on to the last card that was revealed today. Eggman, one of the sons of Belahun. 7 provisions for a 4th strength soldier with 1 armor and also with Veil. So Northern Realms getting some good orders, some good Veil cards. With Zeal and an order on melee, damage an enemy unit by 3. That's just a good ass card, right? Just play that card when you need it. 3 is not the most, it's not the sexiest breakpoint, but you don't have to use this guy. That's the best part, because this guy also has a patience mechanic where you want to play this guy early because he's also an engine. You want to set him up. This guy is like an overload. This is like the combination if Sheila and the Temerian drummer had a kid and fed him nothing but performance-enhancing supplements for his entire life. This is that man. And that boy's name was Albert Einstein. So let me tell you, this guy is pretty damn good. These cards that we have seen, Eggman and Carrick City Guard, are good all the time. Viraxas King is incredibly flexible. Northern Realms, while, to be completely clear, all of these cards are just doing the old numbers game. But they are, well, not Veraxis. Veraxis is a galaxy of possibilities. He's Galactus. So when you play Galactus, you're playing solutions. And now you've just got these guys, it's like, how about this, Northern Realms? How about we just stop being cute about this? We're just going to give you some cards that are good all the damn time. Enjoy. Well, I'm going to enjoy this. And when the clock strikes 6 over here in the East Coast, I am going to show you maybe the best card that's ever been printed for Northern Realms. I'll tell you, though, Viraxas King is a fucking good card. It's a good day for the Realms. We're going to have a good time in July, my friends. So these cards are great. Thanks for watching so far. But this isn't going to be the end of the video because I know I'm going to add my reveal at the end of this video. So I'm not even going to say goodbye. I'm not even going to say goodbye. I'm not even going to say thank you. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Let's get into the browser here. So I want to talk to you about the brand new Northern Realms card. This is a very big day for Northern Realms because for a very, very long time, Northern Realms has dealt with the problem of having a bad tutor. And what is so bad about having a bad tutor? Well, it means a lot. When John Natalis has no huge payoff warfare, John Natalis' best pull is like reinforcement. He just has not had the payoff that you're looking for a tutor. You have not seen cards like Novigradian Justice, Waters of Broccolon. You haven't seen any of these cards. You haven't had a big warfare card, a payoff. So what I'd like to tell you right now is that we got a very, very big warfare card to talk about. This is a card that's going to make John Natalis the best tutor in the game. This is it, my friends. I now present to you Amphibious Assault. My friends, this is a 12 provision warfare card for Northern Realms that reads, play a Northern Realms unit from your deck with provision 9 cost or less, and then boost it by 1 for each provision below the limit. You gotta let this sink in. So first of all, can I just say that I absolutely love this goddamn art. So the first thing that came to mind when I saw a card like this is, what are people probably going to try to do with it first? And my first immediate thought was, how good does this make Blue Stripe Commandos? Imagine, if you will, you had a tutor that could tutor this tutor, Amphibious Assault. And what if you could tutor a blue striped scout out of your deck, and the blue striped scout came down on the board at 9 points, and then you got another 4 points from the blue striped commando, and then you got to play that again later in the game, assuring that you can now tutor Pavetta or Vernon Roach Merciless or the commando itself if you don't want to run Vernon. Maybe you don't have the provisions, right? You are encouraged to play this. Now, the only thing that would make this card very bad for that is if you couldn't get it. Natalis can get it for you. All right? And that's not really all all that needs to be said about that. Natalis is also highly likely, if you really, really wanted to put all of your strategy into something like Blue Stripe Scouts, with Natalis, you could marching orders that little guy, right? You could marching orders that little guy. So I think Blue Stripe Scout are going to just be amazing. This is, once again, like almost every Echo card that we've seen, it has been hard to argue that if this card entered the game right now, it would be amazing. And can you imagine seeing Oniromancy and being every other faction, not even really being able to play a card like that? I mean, Skellige does. Skellige does have a card like that. I guess Blood Eagle is also very, very good. But what Blood Eagle isn't is an alchemy card. Blood Eagle is a tutor that can't be tutored. Nilfgaard, they didn't get a tutor. Syndicate, well, they didn't get a tutor either. Monsters, they didn't get a tutor either. Northern Realms didn't just get a tutor. They got a tutor that can be tutored, making it the best tutor that has been shown in a long time. And I would also suggest to say that this is the best Northern Realms card ever printed. Ever printed. Because this card means that any combo that you want to play with your bronze cards, you are invited to do it, and you have the consistency to execute it like only Nilfgaard has enjoyed being able to tutor Decree. This is better than that. Not just because you get to play it twice, but because you are invited to play it early on for a bronze anyway. And Northern Realms, they have had some pretty good bronzes. If you're not playing combo bronzes, you can just easily bring out a Treb. It's a 9-point Treb now, ticking away. All of these things that need to be removed, these bronzes that are very good, Temerian Drummer touches down at 7 points. You can tutor out Pavetta. That's 9-point Pavetta you get out of this card, you know? It's not so much that it tutors. It's that it provides such a significant boost to whatever it grabs. It is so good. This card is so, so good. And I've only really started to scratch the surface with the possibilities, but I really do think that this puts Blue Stripes into competitive viability, unless it just really wouldn't compete for some reason. But I just don't really see how you can disrupt something like this. So what does Northern Realms give up to play a card like this? I would argue to say that it gives up very little, because it's already playing sometimes Mata and sometimes Royal Decree. And you could also argue that the consistency that this John Natalis pulling this, or even marching orders pulling Natalis, the consistency you get from something like this, and the fact that you always will draw this card again, means that you probably don't care about thinning. You're probably just going to draw your good cards. I would wager that this card is going to be good enough that Squirrel will be, I was about to say main deckable, like a Magic player. But I think Squirrel is going to see play. I do. Because I think that the Echo cards are so strong that it will matter, I think. Commandos, looks like warfare. You need to be a tutor? Again, it's not fair. Urtan, why is it not fair? Can't tutor Merciless. No, it can't tutor Merciless, but it can tutor the Commando is what I meant to say. You can tutor anything at 9. Yeah, right? The tutor is just bad? Oh, whoa. You're going to eat your words, my friend. Yeah, I'm left-handed, Entwine. It's true. 12p, though? You guys don't believe me, huh? Did you guys... Is this before or after I explained how good just Blue Stripes is? Just Blue Stripes. Yeah, also, Kidwenny Knight. Don't forget that if you just wanted to play Amphibious Assault to take a game... Like, let's say you're in round 1. You know how Monsters feels when they're holding a Gurn in their hand and they're like, it's okay, when he passes, we'll just be able to take it with the Gurn. What if I told you, Morpheus meme, it's a 12-point Kidwenny Knight, so that means that every game is within reach for Northern Realms within 12 points. When's the last time you could ever say that about Northern Realms? And the thing about it is, yeah, you expect that kind of value from a 12-point card. But the thing about Echo cards is, it doesn't matter how much it costs, you get it twice. Yeah, the thinning and the consistency it's offering is also what I want, right? How is this card good? Well, I explained it already. You're talking about the good cards that this can't tutor, but you're not really thinking about... This is Warfare. You know what's actually amazing? Here's what I actually like about your reactions here. So many people are talking about how expensive this card is. And I'm glad, because I love underdog shit. And if you guys think that this well, you know what? I might eat my words. This might be the coldest take I ever have. Because I told you guys in Discord, talking about this card is going to take a long time. So the cards that it can get: Dawnmere, Reynard, Lebiota, Kira.
Fellow Skillagers, time for us to pack it up. Those northern dandies finally learned how to build some boats.
They learned how to build some boats. Gulo, you don't even know, my friend. Pay attention to these reveals. Shawnee, yeah, Shawnee's good. Priss, Seltkirk. Now, Seltkirk is something that Viraxas wants to reset. So right there, it's pretty amazing. So Viraxas wants to reset Seltkirk. Right there. And then from here, now all of these cards. So anything that's at 8 with Inspire. So that means Rayla comes out automatically inspired. And it just gets better and better from here. Like, just now you're playing Sheila with 2 extra points. You're playing Anna Strenger at 6. Remember, you're doing this twice in a game, guys. You're playing Anna Strenger in round 1 with automatically inspired. Hubert comes down protected. Immortals come down protected. Like, these are the bad ones. I'm talking... Anna, though, is a very, very good one. Vincent, well, he's going to get a 3-point boost. So now he's a 5-point reset something to 1. Another great card for Viraxas. And then you have the stuff I was talking about. Blue Stripe Commando, Temerian Drummer. Like, these are things that you're fine bringing out late, bringing out early. Like, it's late game and early game at the same time. That's why it's so versatile. If you bring out Dun Banner, I believe Dun Banner then immediately summons the Dun Banner. So you're boosting this guy by 4. So that's a 10-point play that thins 1. And I think Blue Stripe Scout is nuts. Blue Stripe Scout is a 9-point play with Blue Stripe Commando on the board. And if you're playing full test, so let's say you play full test, first play Blue Stripe Commando, leader, sorry, Inspired Zeal, leader, 2 commandos on the board. All right, opponent plays. Then you play Amphibious Assault to bring out the Blue Stripe Scout at 9 to then duplicate up on the Blue Stripe Commando, which brings out another 4, 13 points. Okay, so now you've played 9 points and then 13 points. You have 22 points and 2 cards, and you've already set up your deck. You get it? Like, I'm just telling you that that's amazing. That alone sounds like a great reason to include this card. Have I talked you guys into it yet? I'm so lost on chat, dudes. I don't think I've had this kind of activity. It's really good, guys. It's really good, guys. I think I'm so far in the past here. I think I'm just going to get here. Boom, Roach, pivot back. That's what I'm saying. Vanilla Bean Tree, right. So then you go in, then you have Amphibious Assault again. Maybe you drew Roach Merciless, maybe not. Maybe you have Pavetta or not, or maybe you have Alzur's Double Cross or not. So you get Pavetta out one way or another, through Amphibious Assault or Alzur's Double Cross, and then in last round, if you still have one of those cards, use Alzur's Double Cross to grab the Commando, perhaps, depending on the deck you built, or you grab Vernon Roach some other way. You don't have to play Devotion. Maybe you just grab Vernon Roach with Decree. Maybe you grab it with Mata. Maybe you have room for all of this stuff. And then you complete the combo. It's Blue Stripes. I'm telling you, Blue Stripes Commandos, I will play 20 games with this deck when I refined it, and I bet you it won't miss once. The only way it'll miss is if I'm hard countered with Extreme Graveyard Hate or Mill or Banish out of the deck. It's the only way you would ever get countered. Which is scary because Nilfgaard is also going to be really good, you know? but I just think it's going to work, right? You're invested? You want to, like, Blue Stripe specifically is trying to build, right? And I really like the card art. And I'm pretty sure this card art is going to be like, kaboom, right? It's going to have the sword coming into the map. A card would help. Yeah, it can't be a bad thing. It's consistency. It's consistency realms. I like this card a lot. So you guys think I'm a little out of line saying it's one of the best NR cards ever printed? Show me the happy pixels. All right, yo, I also want to give a shout out now. The stuff's been pretty crazy here. So I also, before I go offline, I want to say thank you once again to everybody. I'm going to start at the beginning here once again. This has been a landmark stream. This will be 5 hours. I never forget. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll play tomorrow for sure. How can I not? The Gwent hype is real. Gwent Open is June 27th and 28th. We have the deck lists. Oh, it's going to be a good one. Master Mirror is the expansion. Will be released completely on the 30th. I feel like I can't say thank you enough this time, and I feel like as soon... And I'm dropping frames like crazy, so maybe I should just get out of here. Thanks, guys.